What's going on, everybody? Today we're diving into the heated clash between Ilhan Omar and Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Omar threw insults, calling Mace and President Trump idiots, but Nancy Mace fired back with facts, strength, and a clear defense of America. Stick around because this exchange exposes a lot about loyalty, law, and leadership.
Well, there's a lot to talk about. I want to talk about one thing real quick. I did a story on this today, so it's something that's on my mind already. Ilhan Omar had some words to say about you and President Trump. I want to play that clip.
Okay.
And if we can get your reaction to it.
For me, is I feel embarrassed for him because in these attacks, what he does, and I think with the likes of Nancy Mace and whoever that Randy guy is, they expose themselves for how stupid they are. And that is embarrassing for us as a country because these are people who are elected to positions of leadership. He's supposed to be the president of the United States, who's heading off to Europe to represent us. When he does, he's uneducated enough to understand that members of Congress can't be impeached. You know, when you have Nancy and Randy saying, you know, we're on it, we're going to impeach her. When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen. What that displays for not just Americans, but folks on an international platform is that our country is being led by idiots. And that is not something that we should be comfortable with as Americans. And that's not something that should make us proud. And so in this moment, I feel great sadness as an American that these are the kind of people that the world gets to see representing us. So
Idiots. That was her word. Idiots for you and President Trump. Coming from her, that's rather interesting. Nancy, your thoughts?
No, it's rather rich. I can think of nothing more idiotic than to say you represent Somalia when you're an elected member of the United States Congress, which is something that Ilhan Omar has done over and over again. We've all seen the clip where she says, I'm just a Somali girl and I just want to get back home to Somalia. And this is the country I represent. And you've seen the video clips of the ambassador to Somalia, the prime minister, president of Somalia, saying how good it was to have Ilhan Omar in Congress because she's the first one that they go to. Like, that's so un-American and foolish. You know, she knows better than that.
Now, she says she can't be deported, which tells me she doesn't know much about the law because 8 USC, she actually can be deported if
she could be denaturalized and be deported, especially if there was fraud in the way that she became a U.S. citizen.
Correct. And the jury's out. We're not making any accusations here, but there's a lot of smoke. And usually where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean,
I think President Trump asked the right question the other day in his Truth Social post was, did she marry her brother? I mean, I think we'd all like to know the answer to that question too.
Yeah. I mean, did she marry? Listen, we're all wondering the same thing, right? Because those rumors have been around really forever now.
But let's get real. What's truly embarrassing is Omar constantly claiming to represent Somalia while serving in the U.S. Congress. We've seen the clips where she says she's just a Somali girl and that Somalia is her country. We've even seen Somali leaders praise her as their representative in America. That's not only un-American, it's a betrayal of the oath she swore to this nation. Nancy Mace is right, there's nothing more foolish than serving in Congress while pledging allegiance elsewhere. Omar insists she can't be deported, but the law says otherwise. Under U.S. Code 8, if someone's citizenship was gained through fraud, they can be denaturalized and deported. Nancy Mace made it clear, nobody is above the law. If Omar obtained her citizenship under false pretenses, accountability must follow. That's not hatred, that's justice. President Trump asked the question that's been whispered for years, did Ilhan Omar marry her brother to game the immigration system? Nancy Mace echoed that Americans deserve transparency. If it's false, prove it. If it's true, then the law must act. Avoiding the question only makes the rumors stronger. Leaders owe the people honesty. At the end of the day, Nancy Mace showed strength while Omar resorted to insults. Calling American leaders idiots doesn't hide the fact that Omar has openly identified more with Somalia than the United States. That is the real embarrassment, not Nancy Mace, not President Trump. The real problem is having leaders in Congress who put another nation before America. This isn't just about a heated exchange, it's about who truly represents America. Nancy Mace stood her ground, defended this country, and reminded everyone of the law. Meanwhile, Omar relied on name-calling and excuses. What do you think? Was Nancy Mace right to call out Omar's double standards? Drop your thoughts below, And don't forget to click that subscribe button on Capital Insights for more straight truth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.